Hey guys, welcome back to another Cultured Boys discussion. I'm Pepe and I'm joined by Nathan. And today, it's been a while, but we're doing a random anime review.
Oh my
Yay!
god!
It's been a hot minute since we've done a random anime review. Mainly because, it, it goes in and out, because sometimes we do these and it turns out that it's just another isekai. And for those who don't know how we choose the random anime reviews, I usually go on the popular section on Crunchyroll and I choose a number between 1 and 10 or 1 and 15, wherever it may be, and Nathan chooses the number and we watch
Yep.
we watched that anime. This week, Nathan, what have we chosen for our random anime?
We have chosen The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows.
Ooh, yeah. I hadn't heard of this at all before.
Same.
This.
Well, never heard of it.
And yeah. Do you want to give us a rundown of what it is, and then we can start chatting about this anime?
Okay, will do. The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows, created by Sakaku Hishikawa, published by Sursetsuka Ninado, November 30th, 2020 to present. Animated by Makaria. Aired April 3rd, 2025 to June 19th, 2025, 12 episodes. Get ready, this is a long one. I just got this from Crunchyroll. Surprisingly, it's long. Normally they're quite short from Crunchyroll. Banished as useless, Zenos, a self-taught healer from the slums, turns despair into defiance and opens a secret clinic in the city's shadows. With unlicensed, unmatched magic, he cures, comforts, and rights wrongs, quietly becoming a legend. But as his power grows, even the royal palace takes notice. Can he buck the odds and heal a world that cast him aside?
Right. So, this anime,
Yes.
I've been calling it Brilliant Healer this whole time because it's just easier than the Brilliant
Yeah.
Healer's New Life in the Shadows. Because
Do
again,
you know what's
it's a
crazy?
mouthful. Yeah.
You think this is a mouthful? I didn't get the Japanese title
Oh,
because when I
okay.
looked it up, it was like a paragraph.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. Because that is
It
just
was,
what was popular these days. Just freaking write a long ass title.
it looked like as long as the text that I just read out for the description. It was huge.
Yeah, I'm like not surprised whatsoever. Like we're in this like kind of like I've said this before, probably in the random anime reviews. We're in this era of isekais and like overpowered main characters in a
Yes.
medieval world, and we're like I don't know how long it's been going on. I'd say it's been a couple years, but I feel like it's been longer than that. The isekai
No,
thing
it's been more
has
than
been
that.
going for a while. Like, and the long titles
It
thing
does
is
need
also
to be said
yeah.
though that this isn't an
Mhm.
isekai. Before
This isn't
anyone
an
gets in,
isekai.
even
No,
before
it's
someone
not.
starts like, oh, the fucking play, it's not an isekai. We know that. Okay, just
At
calm down.
this point, it feels like I'm kind of want to group isekais and this trope of my level 99 magic in a like level 1
Yeah.
dungeon or something like that. Like I don't know. That's I've made up on the spot, but it feels like it's a thing. It's just like we're in that kind of trope right now, and I kind of associate isekais with these series because they feel like copy and paste of something a little bit different each
Well, that's
time.
because
I think
this is the light novel adaptation era, right?
yes, it is.
That's
Yeah.
that's what it is because anime is so popular now. We don't have enough manga out there to adapt. So they're like, what else can we do? And it's just a plethora, an ocean, a vast sea
Yeah.
of light novels.
Arguably, like I think the whole thing that kicked us off was Sword Art Online because that was originally a light novel as well,
Yeah.
and then got adapted into various things, and here we are with it now. But it's just going back to this. What are your
Wait.
first impressions? Go on.
Before we get into our thoughts, how many
Mhm.
episodes did you watch?
I watched 2.
Wow.
How many did you watch?
I watched it all.
You watched it all.
Yeah. I watched all 12 episodes.
Are we actually going to have a different view on this? We might
Apparently.
actually have. Right, okay. Interesting.
Okay, so to answer your previous question before I butted in
Yeah,
with that, um, I actually thought ignoring a few things,
yeah,
like very typical tropes from these light novels, i.e., the harem
uh-huh.
stuff,
Yes, yeah.
I actually didn't mind it. I thought it was alright. I thought it
Right,
was
okay.
an alright series. Like again, ignoring quite a forefront, sometimes, well, not sometimes, actually, completely unnecessary. Like the harem, all the harem stuff, very unnecessary. Don't need any of that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
But I just like the thought that this person is just a healer. You know, like he does everything through
Mhm.
healing and
Yeah.
unconventional uses of healing magic. And at least to me, it's different. It's new because normally everything I watch is
Yeah.
like, you know, oh, the person who's super strong is like offensive magic, you know, or like they're a melee fighter or something. They're a knight or something. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
they are just so overwhelmingly powerful, but like they
Yeah.
are always they are combat focused. This I was like, oh, this is to me it was refreshing because it was
Right.
different because he's like a support class.
I'll agree with you that, like, it does have differences focusing on a healer, in this. And my one thing with it is that yes, they have made him a healer, but every time he gets into combat, he's able to defend himself anyway and kind of like get rid of a lot of these. But again, I've only watched 2 episodes of this, bear in mind.
Hmm.
So there's probably a lot more to it than I've seen. The thing that really put me off of this, right?
Uh huh.
I watched 2 episodes because I gave the second episode a chance to see what it's like. Because I watched
Yep.
the first episode, and that first episode, I did not
Yeah.
vibe
Okay.
with whatsoever.
That first episode was a slog.
Whole first half of that first episode was just the harem characters fucking talking to each other. Oh, I really like this soup, and then they have the soup, and then oh no, we ate all the soup, but Zenos is
Yeah.
gonna be he's not gonna have his dinner. And I was sitting there like, why is this the first 15? Have I missed an episode or something? I got really like just confused like what the fuck I was watching. And then like bear in mind, okay, so the next half of the episode actually goes somewhere. It's
Yeah.
Zenos like showing what he can do, his healing powers, and it's like, oh, okay, he's an unlicensed healer because
Hmm.
apparently healers need a license and he just didn't get
Yeah.
brought up in that. And it's you get a bit more idea of Xenos as a character as opposed to that first half, which is just nonsense. But then, like, Xenos feels like the best character in it, understandable, like main
Yeah.
character and stuff. But like all the other characters just feel unbearable to me. Like all of them just feel like so unlikable. There's the
Okay. The
werewolf
most,
girl,
yeah.
which
Okay.
is
I was
just
gonna say
like
Linga is the
yeah,
most unbearable, but
yeah.
that's because Linga walks around like talking in third person.
Yeah, and it's just had that voice where it's like this or
Yeah.
wherever it should be. Yeah, it's like, why the
Linga
fuck are
will
you speaking that?
win. Linga is. It's like
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. Linga, go
Oh
away.
god, I was like, oh my days. Like
I.
it's like if it feels like if you were to describe anime to someone that's never watched anime before, like,
That's
it
probably what
probably
they would
would
imagine.
it's this is what they would imagine. It's like it has like anime has that annoying stereotype. I call it annoying because there's so many great animes out there. It has this annoying stereotype or like people have this idea of it that it's like, oh yeah, it's just like big boob Japanese girl like Japanese speaking girls and it's like well, this is the
Yeah.
thing. Like it's that kind of thing and it's like, there's a lot of screaming, all this kind of stuff. Like, bear in mind, this isn't like that kind of thing. It doesn't tick all the boxes of a trope of an anime to people that don't watch it. But it just everything about this, especially the first half of that first episode, just felt like, why, why is this a thing? And in the second episode, you get more of an idea of like how these characters are connected to Xenos, which
Yeah.
is good because, like, it immediately gives you the backstories of why these people are so like obsessed with him and stuff like that. Like, it's bit more there, but it was one of those animes I was like, "Why is this a thing?"
The thing is like their reasoning is sound for why they respect and get obsessed with Xenos, but it is so unnecessary. Like, again,
Yeah.
the reason I enjoyed it was because I wholly turned my brain off to ignore the absolutely unnecessary addition of a harem.
Yeah. Mhm.
The fact that, like, most of the characters he deals with happens to be female,
Mhm.
and then they go through something and he saves them or does something heroic and they fall in love with him. I'm like, very unnecessary. You can just have
Mhm.
it as mutual respect.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The leaders can just be like, you know what? He's a solid guy. He saves us. He heals us regardless of who we are, what we do. As long as we can pay, he'll take any patient, right?
Mhm.
And this is, and this is literally every character. There are some characters that do just respect him. That's it, right?
Mhm.
But that's just that's so far later on that it just kind of doesn't matter. Although there is actually a much more way more annoying character that you haven't seen, so you're lucky. I think he's worse than Linger
Christ, okay.
because basically,
That's yeah.
so you know how you were saying like the licensing and stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, like in the world, and Pepe will know this because he's watched. But for those who don't know, basically in this world, healers are like the top class of everything, right? Like if you're a healer, that means you're almost like sorted. That's like having one of the best jobs ever. But like you kind of have to be rich, or you kind of have to have money because you have to go through schooling. Where like towards the end, it turns out like there's like factions and corporations and stuff almost. So like
Mhm.
it gets like even bigger. But anyway, there's this one guy who when he was in school, he got recruited to one of the biggest companies, right? So he's got this really big head,
Mhm.
but he's actually
Mhm.
fucking useless. But he goes around and
Okay.
he's like, I'm the best. Look at me. And
Right,
then
okay. It's one of those
basically, like,
characters.
it gets even worse than that, right? Because eventually he gets showed up. He shows he can do the right thing. He gets shown up by Xenos, and then he turns into one of those sniveling characters that's like, "Yeah, bro, that's me and my bro. We're gonna stick together, and it's me. Yeah, come
Right.
on, bro." And it's
Okay.
like, I fucking, you could not. How have you somehow gotten worse?
Yeah, okay. So he just becomes a suck up basically.
Yeah,
I
he
know kind of
literally does a fucking 360 flip from going like, "You're a piece of trash. I'm better than you. You can't live up to me." To be like, "Yeah, bro, me and Xenos, bro, Xenos, bro. Oh my god."
Okay, so he's just what yeah, okay, he's just one of those tag along characters. Okay. I part of me is like I kind of again, it's a low bar. But I kind of prefer those characters to the ones that are like in denial about their power as well. You know, like because it's like when they get showed up, it's like, oh, it was a fluke. I'm definitely still better than them, and like they're in denial that
That
they're
was him.
like not the.
That was him.
Yeah, it was him, and then like you can go two paths of that character, I guess. Like can get further into the denial, or just be fucking wimpy,
Well, I mean,
wimpy.
he had to get shown up about 3 or 4 times before he swapped
Okay,
to
fair.
being a suck up, but it was just
That doesn't sound
yeah, I
ideal
hate
at
him.
all as a
I hate
character.
him.
Yeah, okay, fair. Like, yeah, I think this is one thing with this because usually when we do these random anime reviews as well, like there's usually some of us that one of us would be like, oh, okay, I actually didn't mind this so much, or like this has some positives or whatever. And usually like I'll give this a chance with what I can. I remember I watched pretty much all of that World's Greatest Assassin Becomes an Aristocrat. Do you
Oh,
remember
yeah,
that?
I didn't yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watched, like,
I
an
I watched the
episode.
whole of I remember watching the whole of that one, and it was the whole of it was okay. It was fine as an anime. I don't think it's the I definitely won't go back and be like, "Oh, I want a season 2 of it." It's just like, yeah, okay, that thing exists. Um, and with this one, with this anime, I was kinda like I didn't wanna, like, just leave it at episode 1. I wanted to give it more of a chance,
Yeah.
and episode 2 was that. And it still didn't hook me by then. Don't get me wrong, there's certain things that Zeno does, like the whole, like, "Oh, yeah, like, I can regenerate limbs," and that's not something
Yeah.
every healer can do in this universe, and it is cool that he's able to do this and he's able to deflect, well, attacks as well. He has good defense magic, apparently. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like he's good. Yeah, he's got good defense magic, and he can like ward off wraiths and all this kind of stuff. Like he's like this kind of like pocket knife of like all these different things. Like, oh, he can actually combat a load of different things while not being entirely on the offensive. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's basically it's the only problem I have with the description or the
Yeah.
whatever it is that I read out is that it says self-taught. He's not self-taught. He had a sensei, he had a master,
Mm,
but like basically all comes down to, from what I could gather at least, is that like because he wasn't taught in the same way as everyone else, he was
mhm,
taught like unconventional things, and that's why he's, even though he's not actually doing anything different than anyone else, it kind of is.
mhm,
It's kind of like, like if somebody was like, "Oh yeah, here's a formula. This is how you figure this thing out." But there's
mhm.
like that's just all anyone's ever taught. But there's a kind of like some wiggle room here and there. It's like, oh, there's actually other ways to figure it out. And then someone else comes along and goes, you can cut out this part and that part, and you still get the same thing. And everyone's like, what? No fucking way. There's no way that works. That's kind of what
Okay.
Xenos is. It's like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, you need incantations and magic circles to do everything for healing," and he's just kind of like, you can just do it. Like you could just say heal, and you could just
Right.
cast the spell, or you can like
Wait,
a lot
what?
of the time.
So like
So like in
so
this
they
world,
they've been
everybody,
creating all these things.
yeah, like in this world, everybody has to use like incantations and like magic circles.
Mhm,
But the way he was taught is like he can just cast the spell. He just sticks his hand up and it's fucking cast, or all he has to say is heal or something. Sometimes he uses an incantation, but he doesn't use magic
mhm.
circles at all. But like
Yeah.
it's because of the way he was taught, and I don't know anymore. I've seen his sensei once, haven't heard a name,
Mhm,
but like it's basically because of the way he was taught. So it's like when people heal normally, it's like they actually are trying to heal you. They're using magic
mhm,
to fix the problems. Whereas the way Xenos uses it, at least the way the anime kept saying it, is that he's like boosting the body's natural like healing factor instead of trying to fix the problem. He's just using magic to get your body to do it faster. Do what it does, but faster.
okay. That's interesting that they just, like, haven't even tested the fact that they don't need to use the incantations or anything like that.
Well, I mean, like he does some other bits too. Like there's an episode
Okay.
where like they're like, "Oh, we have to perform a surgery," and they have actual physical tools,
Mhm.
like scalpels and stuff. And he's like, "What you got tools for?" And they're like, cause it's a surgery. You need tools for a surgery." And he's like, "I've got but I use magic for
Yeah,
scalpel."
because he
Or
yeah.
like the weirdest thing is that everybody is like, "What are you doing?" Every time he does like a scan, and they're like, "What are you
Okay.
doing?" And he's like, "How are you supposed to heal if you don't know what's wrong?" And they're like, "You just heal people. You just use the heal spell." And he's like, that's the other thing that makes him kind of different, is because he scans first, so he knows exactly what to heal, and everyone else is
Yeah.
just kind of like, "Oh, just heal. It's
Okay.
magic. It'll fix the thing." And he's like, "Yeah, but you should.
Right, okay.
If you know, then you can like, like it works better."
It's like it's bizarre that like there's this concept of, oh, like the healers are the most well off
Yeah,
kind of fraction, or like not fraction, like a class in this universe. And by the sounds of it, they're all pretty brain dead in the fact that they can't do a lot of it. Like he's obviously showing them up,
yeah,
and it's like, yeah, it feels bizarre to me that that is a concept that exists, but obviously this is how the manga go like this, well, not manga, like the series goes anyway. Um, so, like, obviously, I stopped at episode 2. What is the thing that made you keep going with watching it?
I think it was just watching Xenos do stuff, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like the actual character of Xenos, every other character is kind of like, yeah, whatever. Also,
yeah,
the fact that Camilla the Wraith is cryptic as fuck.
yeah.
She's also kind of funny because she likes to follow him around and wind him up. So it's
Okay.
it's it's kind of funny because like things will happen and she's like about, and then sometimes she like floats past him and she'll say something and it's like, can you stop jinxing me?
Oh, okay.
Because like some sort of minor event will happen and she's like, oh, this is just sign of bigger things to come. And he's like, can you not do that? Or she
Okay.
won't be around for a while and then she'll come out and say something like that, but only to him. And he's like, can you stop jump scaring me and stop jinxing me?
Okay.
And then, but you also get like hints of like, there's more about Carmilla we don't know because they later on they keep talking about the wraiths and stuff, and that like
Mhm.
wraiths that can speak are supposed to be way dangerous.
Okay.
And obviously she's one that speaks, so he's like,
Mhm.
probably should keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of these talks, like him and her, just like no one else around. They have like these like heart to heart kind of moments
Mhm.
where she kind of hints at more, and you're like, I think she was someone pretty fucking strong before she died,
Right,
and now
okay.
she's even stronger in death. And I don't really understand, but like I kind of want to know more.
Right, okay, so it's one of those characters that, like, is she, like, ever portrayed as a villain in any way? Or is it literally just, oh, she's Xenos's, like, well, the person that
Uh,
lives with Xenos, basically?
little bit. There are
Okay.
hints of it, like so. There's an episode where like a bunch of the undead start attacking, and they
Mhm.
say someone mentions that like the undead are normally drawn to stronger undead. And there was like the zombie king or something. So huge
Okay, yeah.
massive monster. Obviously Xenos takes it down.
Mhm.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, that was probably what was drawing it." But then Xenos remembers that Carmilla's with him in that
Mhm.
general area, so actually everybody
Okay.
was probably drawn to her, and
Okay.
she was saying shit like before he went like, "You're gonna kill my brethren. You're going to slay my
Okay.
brethren." And she I don't know if everyone calls her it, but she has mentioned before that she is the queen of the undead. Don't know if that's a self-given title or not.
She definitely says it in the second episode, and it's one of those things that, like, when you've got a bunch of these characters which are like, "Oh, I'm the leader of the lizard men," or like,
Yeah.
I'm a leader of the wolf people." It's kind of like, "Oh, okay, it's just another person." You just assumed it is just the way that Xenos brushes off a lot of the wraiths when they're in the house. You kind of just like, "Oh, they're just any other fraction, really." But
Mm.
if the wraiths are like a whole different kind of
Well, that's the thing. The
thing, then it's
wraiths are portrayed in the world as like the strongest undead
yeah.
mob. So,
Mm. So she's the queen of them, then it's like and she subs them quite
well,
easily from the second episode anyway, but
supposedly, if she's the queen,
yeah.
again, she Carmilla's also kind of a bit Chinibyo, so I don't I don't know if she actually is or if she's just like making some shit
Yeah.
up.
That's fair, yeah.
She's a wind up in it. I don't fucking
Yeah.
know.
That's fair. Okay. So, like, if I mean, granted that there's, like, about 5 years worth of content to go off of before this anime.
Mhm.
Like, would you be expecting there to be a season 2, or are you kind of thinking like, or would you watch the
Uh
season 2 if it came out?
I would continue watching a season 2. Whether I expect one, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like animation was fine. It looked fine. There were
It was
some
yeah,
times where it's a
it's
little off model. Um,
mhm.
the characters are unique enough.
Mhm.
However, he's a bit generic-y, a little bit here
Yeah.
and there. So I don't know. I really don't know. I
Yeah.
also don't know what the reception was like for it, like if people actually like this or not. So,
Yeah.
me
I mean, it was in the
personally,
popular section, so it must be, like,
I guess,
somewhat
but like
positive
if
response.
there is, but me personally, I don't think a season 2 will happen. That's just me
Mhm.
though.
Yeah.
But if it does happen, cool, and I will watch it. I
Mhm.
will say the storylines and the intrigue and stuff does get better as it goes on because it actually
Okay, yeah.
gets stories. It's not just
Mhm.
sort of like, oh, day to day life of Xenos and the fucking chuckle fucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think that, like I even, like, just from judging from the opening and stuff, it did look like there's Xenos' old party is still about,
Yeah.
right? That must be a
Okay, so
storyline
that
there, and they
does
must
that that would be the next storyline. If you'd gone past episode
Mhm.
2, that would have been the next thing. Is his old party.
Right, okay, fair. Yeah, it's just one of those ones for me that I I don't think it's anything too massive to write home about from my perspective anyway. Like from compared to like some of the other and like random animes we've watched
Mm.
before, like this felt like I gave it a chance with the first two episodes. It didn't really grip me as much from that. I think I even watched what was that? Was it Shinobi no Itoki or something like that?
Oh yeah,
Like
Tokyo the
that
the ninja.
I remember like I gave that more of a chance. I think I watched 4 episodes of that one
Oh
and
my
I
god,
dropped that
why?
afterwards. Yeah, like that was I don't. I mean, if that one, I think it was because it was ninjas set in a modern time, and they were like, "Oh, you have to jump." I think episode 3 or whatever. Oh, you have to pass the ninja exam, but you have to go into a shopping mall and like fight off these evil ninjas while doing it. And I think there's that concept there, which is like, oh, okay, I'll keep watching for that, and then it just got a bit boring. Um, and arguably, if this like maybe if it like got into some of the other bits a bit quicker, maybe I would have been interested. But I think what really put a sour note for me was the first half of that first episode,
Yeah.
where like I was expect like you don't even get an introduction to Zeno straight away in that episode. You get like 2 seconds of him doing something. You're like, oh, okay, cool. It's a guy that heals, and then you don't see anything of him like for the next 15 minutes, and you're like why? Well, why isn't that why didn't they not, like, lead in with something else first, you know what I mean? I think that's
Yeah.
the thing that kind of, like, set the tone for me, and I just thought for me, that felt like a waste of time. Others might disagree, that's absolutely fine. But it from there on, even the episode 2, I was like, "I don't know if I can carry on with this."
I actually think it is episode 3 where it starts doing stuff.
Yeah. It's mad that you'd like, if you're waiting week to week
3
for
or
that to happen
4, I
though,
know, yeah.
like
It's not
yeah.
good. It's not good to have to get to episode 3 and 4 before things actually
Yeah.
I actually think the old party stuff happens in episode 4
Right,
because
yeah, so
episode 1 was that stupid, like, s food thing. Episode 2 was finding.
it's like the backstories of those leaders really
Yeah.
and how they met Xenos. And they because you didn't even get,
Did they
was
have
it
the
the
war
ogre
yet?
leader? That, they didn't have the ogre leader introduction, they only went for the lizardman leader and the
Okay,
werewolf
so
one, yeah.
episode 3 is Lo, the ogre leader. She gets introduced properly. He heals her,
Mhm.
and then it's like the three of them bugging him separately, and then they have like a big fight,
Mhm.
and then episode 4. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Okay, yeah, okay. It's for me, it's like the fact that 3 episodes are 1 like a food thing and then some introductions. Th That's what it is, and then 2 episodes of backstory straight away. It's quite a lot, I think. I think, like, when you have to wait for episode 4 for it to get into the actual story and, like, whereas you get to see Xenos actually do a lot more stuff, to me, that feels like that's a tough sell, man. That's a tough
I
sell,
mean,
especially, like
he still has feats of power. It's just,
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's like this is the one thing with these kind of animes though right now, and what's popular is that it is a it's an overpowered character in a like in this
yeah.
kind of this world or whatever, this scenario. And whether it like usually is an isekai where it's like, oh, they've got this special skill, like that's fine. But this seems to be set in like he's obviously not been isekai'd in or anything. Great, that's a good start. But then it is also following that trend of like, oh, I'm super powered, and it's an overpowered character in a scenario which is easy for them. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
It's kind of like that solo leveling thing where like
Yeah.
you've got this guy that is clearly miles and miles like better than everyone else, and he takes care of things a lot easier. And don't get me wrong, there's probably a lot more struggle for him later down the line, like episode 11 or 12.
I
Then
yeah.
yeah, like
I mean, later on episodes, he has it's never a power struggle really, because again, if it's healing, he's the
right,
best healer, right? But
yeah.
like it's because of other things that happen, like other characters and stuff, and like he's got
Mhm,
reasons for having to
mm.
like not display immense healing ability.
Okay, right. So there's more to Xenos than just like
Yeah.
than just like, oh, I'm doing this for the sake of
Again,
it.
there's
Okay,
more story and more scenarios and stuff. Like so,
yeah.
he does have to restrain himself sometimes.
Okay. Maybe I'll say maybe I'll watch it. I won't watch it.
And that's fine.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I think this is the first time we've like absolutely like
Flip,
kind of
yeah.
gone a very different way. Yeah, in terms of it, like
Yeah, well, I wasn't
it's never usually me either. That's one thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
wasn't expecting to like it, to be fair. Like when
yeah,
we read
yeah.
the title and you look at it, I thought, great, here we go. It's typical random
hmm
anime review. But
Yeah.
honestly, like put it on, left it sort of on in the background,
Hmm.
and I was like, it's all right. It's not bad.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, eh?
Thanks,
The openings
man.
or endings weren't really that great for me, though. I don't know how about you?
Oh no, I skipped them every time because I was just like the opening especially. I was like, this is the most like fucking generic shit.
It did feel very generic. I was like, this. I was part of me was hoping, okay, look, the opening, because in episode one they play the opening as the ending. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And then I was thinking maybe the ending's quite good. Maybe that could like maybe hold like keep me just a little bit longer.
The
And then that I was like, no,
the
it's not even
ending
worth
is a
that.
little bit better than the opening, but they're both just like not great.
Yeah.
It's nothing to write home about. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Like they exist. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their
I
songs.
I I agree. Like I knew from like the get go that this wouldn't have been the opening or ending that would hook me. I'm definitely not adding it to the playlist. Let's put it that
It's kind of
way.
like it's kind of sad because when like I was hoping at least that like they were either bangers or they were just like that kind of so bad they're good kind of thing,
Yeah.
but they're
hmm
not any of
No,
that.
it's not.
They
It's not even
they
like a
just
catchy
exist.
thing. It's just like
Yeah,
okay.
it's not catchy. It's not anything. It's the kind
The
of thing you
visuals
would
don't really
expect.
go like, hard either. Like
Oh
I
my
think
god,
sometimes.
you you know what it is?
Go.
They're the kind of
Mhm.
songs that like if you were just walking through a like shopping center or something, or a
Yeah,
store, and they were just
generic.
playing
Yeah,
it, and
yeah.
you don't process that there's music playing.
It feels like generic-y soft rock kind of thing, and
Yeah.
I think sometimes with an opening as well, sometimes the song doesn't even have to be that good, but if the visuals are hype, then you can get into it a bit more, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like, and I think sometimes it's like sometimes the visuals bring it up, sometimes the song brings it up, but it's just neither of those things delivered on that opening, so it's kind of just
yeah.
like it is a very much okay.
I will say though, it is kind of it was always gonna be hard to follow up. The last anime I watched
Yeah.
was Dan. So,
Yeah, yeah. That was
like
always gonna be yeah.
those are tough songs to follow up. Even if
Yeah.
I don't count the anime that I was watching, like just the opening endings. That's a tough act to follow in general.
That is, yeah, that's tough. Okay.
So,
Yeah. I feel like you probably had a better worse time with me in terms of comparisons then.
I mean, to be fair, actually the very, very last anime I watched, I started rewatching JoJo's. So like
I
these
mean,
things are
even then,
following up
Jojo.
JoJo openings, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you ain't you ain't touching Bloody Stream, you ain't
Yeah.
touching Sono Chino
Bloody
Salome, like
You know what popped up on my, Instagram feed the other day was the Oingo Boingo Brothers intro.
I think I'm getting
And
close
I
to
was
that. I think I'm
yeah, I
getting
was
close
like,
to that
"Freaking
bit
hell."
in
I
my
forgot
rewatch.
how good that was. I was like, "Ah." Oh,
Oingo
oh,
boingo brother.
oh, oh, Oingo, Oros, Komi! I love that we just got into JoJo stuff now.
It's because, but like, how can you say that? Like the Oingo
Mm,
Boingo Brothers or the Ouroboros
yeah.
Combi, and not like it's a banger. It's a banger
It
of a
is so
song,
good, yeah. It catches you so off guard as well. It's like, oh man. Is
bruh.
there anything else you want to say about this anime, Nathan? Like, I assume you'd recommend it to people though, right? But if you were to recommend someone, what would be your preface with
I was
it?
gonna say, oh yeah, Pepper could tell from the way I have to think about it.
Yeah.
Um, I will recommend it, but
Mhm.
you will have to turn off a lot of your brain.
Yeah.
In the same way that some action movies, you just turn your brain completely
Right.
off.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
kind of the anime equivalent for me, where like I did ignore a huge chunk of it for it to be like acceptable. So yeah, go into it and just sort of let things happen and turn your brain off, and you will probably enjoy it.
I assume you watched the dub of it as well, didn't you? Just because
Yeah,
of that,
because it was
the
background.
werewolf, like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and also
That's
because
it.
Linga, I can't imagine Linga got any better in Japanese either. The only difference is you just wouldn't understand exactly what they're saying.
Yeah. You can kind of
But
like
I mean,
imagine what the voice actor would be for like all of those characters, though. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of imagine what Linga's voice, like Japanese voice actor, would be like, and even with Carmilla as well.
I mean,
You
yeah,
you
Camilla
kind
was
of
definitely
I
is an
don't
Ojo Sama. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
I reckon Camilla's like a combination, like the One-san, like Ada Ada, but also just like the Ojo Sama. Oh,
Oh god, no, that's
Linga definitely probably has some like fucking annoying ass whiny high pitched voice, and if
yeah.
in Japanese they don't just say Ringa, like they still don't speak in third person, I imagine Linga is probably the type of character to refer to themselves like Wagahai, and that's like super
Mm.
Chinibyo.
Right, okay.
Like that's the kind of like character that's like you say that because you think of yourself as like super self important. You're like that's like walking around like chest pushed out like I'm the best. I'm the
Okay.
best. Wagahai.
Even more irritating than I thought it would be. Sounds horrendous. I mean, Nathan obviously recommended with that preface as well. I personally, I can't recommend it, but for obvious reasons, I say I can't. I mean, even if I gave my reason, you've heard my reasons throughout this whole episode. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie to you, and that's what it is though. But obviously, like we always say, make your own decisions in this. Watch it for yourself and see how you
Mm,
feel about it with that kind of thing.
agree.
Any last thoughts, Nathan? Anything before we wrap this up?
There's got to be some good stuff coming for a random anime review, right? Like I enjoyed this, but I
Yeah,
mean, like, there's got to be something like
yeah.
objectively, undeniably good, right?
Well, one day there'll be a good random anime review. I think didn't we have Dress Up Darling once as an anime review? I think as a random
Yes,
anime. Yeah, we did. We did
actually,
have
that
that at
was
one
yeah,
point.
yeah.
That was quite a
Oh,
good one. I
dude,
think
season two
like
of that just started, so
it has, hasn't it? Okay, I got yeah. There's a lot of season twos coming out right now, and I will be watching it.
yeah. The only problem is that it's all weekly, so now I have to wait like a month and a half.
Yeah, yeah. It's, it'll be time. There'll be time. At least there's no mid-season breaks or whatever. So you hope anyway.
I was gonna
But
say, you say that.
yeah. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up. Have you guys watched this anime? Let us know in the comments. Would you recommend it? Do you think it gets better? Have you read the light novels? Let us know. And thank you for listening, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button for future Culture Boys videos. Check the links in our description where we have our podcast platforms there. And we'll see you next time for another Culture Boys episode. Bye bye.
Bye.